Part 3, CO 300 in Practice. You're probably wondering now, after all that official language, how instructors teach CO 300. How do they translate the student learning outcomes, objectives, and goals into meaningful assignments, units, and activities? That's what this section tackles. Most CO 300 classes are divided into 3 primary units of study: analysis, inquiry, and advocacy. The analysis unit focuses on understanding and applying advanced rhetorical theories and concepts to the analysis of written and/or visual arguments. The rhetorical concepts covered include a deeper consideration of rhetorical appeals, a theoretical debate about rhetorical situation and its elements, a more advanced consideration of audience, and/or alternative methods of argumentation. Assignments in this unit often include a rhetorical analysis, a visual argument analysis, and/or a Rogerian argument analysis. In the inquiry unit, the emphasis is on research as a form of inquiry. Students gather and evaluate a range of scholarly and popular sources for the purpose of building their own argument. Typical assignments in this unit include research persuasive essays, research proposals, annotated bibliographies, and/or research logs. For the advocacy unit, students typically write and/or analyze a public argument or a public advocacy campaign. In this unit, instructors often assign readings on and explore with students theories of multimodalities and multiliteracies to help them analyze multimodal texts and/or compose their own multimodal texts. Among the assignments instructors have used in this unit are video public services announcements, visual advocacy arguments, or advocacy-focused podcasts or websites. There's one required textbook for CO 300, and it is created by faculty in the UD Comp program. The book is called Rhetorical Readings for Advanced Writers, or RAW. The readings draw primarily from scholarship in the fields of rhetoric, composition, literacy studies, and communication. The readings provide theoretical and analytical looks at various rhetorical concepts and digital and multimodal literacies. These readings are typically much more challenging for students than the readings in CO 150. For this reason, or others, some instructors choose to assign a second companion textbook that further explains concepts found in RAW, such as the rhetorical situation, the trace analysis method, the Toolman model, components of visual argumentation, audience analysis, Rogerian argument, and rhetorical proofs. Here's a list of some of the companion texts instructors have used. Feel free to use a different one you may prefer to these. Now that you're familiar with both the formal student learning outcomes, goals, and content criteria for CO 300, as well as the typical units of study and course textbooks, it might be helpful to highlight some of the key features of CO 300 pedagogy. One of the primary goals of our teaching of CO 300 is to expand students' understanding of argument. We also challenge students to develop appropriate argumentative skills for multiple contexts. Another central goal is to expand students' understanding of rhetoric, including understanding writing itself as a rhetorical practice. We also work to engage students in writing experiences applicable across their varied roles as students, citizens, and professionals. Because of the important roles technology and digital literacy play in students' personal and professional lives, we help them consider the multiple literacies associated with emerging technology and work to aid them in becoming more critical users of technology. In CO 300, we also help advance students' information literacy skills, and we support and encourage their skills for engaging in dialogue across difference. Teaching argument. The goal of expanding students' understanding of argument is threefold. First, we work to expand their definition of argument beyond fight or pro-con debate to include a more sophisticated understanding, such as making and supporting debatable claims with reasons and often evidence. We also help expand students' understanding of the genres associated with argument. Rather than assume arguments are solely or even typically just academic research papers written for school, we help them see argument playing a role in many kinds of texts produced in varied contexts. And third, we work to expand students' understanding of the purpose of argument. Typically, students assume the purpose is to win or defeat an opponent, Instead, we work to demonstrate the many purposes of argument, including objectives like understanding alternative perspectives, solving problems, and supporting inferences. Below is a list of some of the key readings from Raw that help engage students in this work. Teaching key concepts in rhetoric. Much of the work we do in CO300 is helping students to develop a more sophisticated understanding of rhetorical concepts, such as the rhetorical appeals, audience, the rhetorical situation, including exigence, constraints, and kairos, and various styles of argument. We work with students to apply these rhetorical tools to their analyses of a variety of texts, some of which may be non-alphabetical and/or multimedia texts. Additionally, we challenge students by assigning scholarship about rhetoric written by academics in the fields of rhetoric composition, literacy studies, and communication. Below are some of the central readings in Raw that help engage students in this work. Teaching multiple and emergent literacies. Several of the readings in Raw help students contemplate the role multiple and emergent literacies play in contemporary communication practices. Along with the readings, instructors typically include at least one digital or multimodal composition assignment that helps students become more critical users of emergent technologies. These have sometimes included a video public service announcement, a research-based advocacy website, or a persuasive podcast. And once again, here are some of the key readings in Raw that help engage students in this work. Teaching information literacy. It makes sense that in CO300, students are exposed to more advanced research and source evaluation techniques than they are in CO150. Some of the techniques include evaluation criteria methods, like CARS or CRAP, critical citation awareness, and lateral reading strategies. We also introduce students to more specialized library databases, especially those most relevant to their field of study. And make note, you can schedule a workshop with the librarians at Morgan Library that's designed especially for your course and/or a specific assignment in your course. Teaching dialogue across differences. This is a new feature of Teaching CO300 and one for which we will be introducing more materials and be providing opportunities for professional development. It has become a key feature of CO300 because of CSU's recent commitment to supporting and encouraging inclusive teaching practices that engage students in thoughtful and productive dialogue across differences. The English department and composition program recognize the role comp courses can play across campus in teaching these skills, so we are implementing this work into the curricula. The third edition of Raw contains some helpful materials for encouraging dialogue across differences in the classroom. Additionally, we will be offering ongoing professional development opportunities to prepare instructors to engage in this important work with their students. Overall, be creative and have fun designing your class. There's no one right way to teach CO300. Design your course to meet the objectives and outcomes, but shape it based on your strengths and interests. Moving forward, so now what? Attend a follow-up training workshop to hear more from experienced CO300 instructors and ask them questions. Review available teaching materials on the CO300 Canvas Teaching Hub. Contact Emily Morgan, the Composition Program Coordinator. She can tell you when the next training workshop is scheduled, get you access to the Canvas Teaching Hub, help you find a UD Comp mentor, or schedule an observation of a CO300 class. And finally, keep in mind future opportunities to teach additional UD Comp courses, like the CO301 Writing in the Disciplines series, or CO302 Writing in Digital Environments. Thank you for listening. We look forward to working with you.